Previously, we examined how synchronized sound disrupted the film industry from within. But the next threat was existential, and it originated entirely outside the studio gates. For decades, the moving image was a strictly public communal event. To see one, you had to leave your house and pay a gatekeeper for a seat. This physical barrier provided the Hollywood studio system with an absolute monopoly on visual storytelling and decades of financial security. 50 years of holding a captive audience bred a deep industry-wide complacency. Hollywood remained blind to the reality that their audience might eventually value convenience over spectacle. Post-war television sets arrived in the American home as furniture, heavy wooden cabinets designed to settle into the living room and domesticate the moving image. This chart shows the speed of that arrival. In 1948, 1% of American households owned a television. By 1955, it climbed to 75%. This second line shows the inverse correlation. As home sets climbed, movie theater attendance suffered a devastating plunge. By any objective standard, early television was a visual downgrade, a fuzzy, low-resolution, black-and-white image trapped in a small 4:3 box. But the core rule of media disruption is that technology does not need to be high quality to be dangerous. Supreme accessibility and comfort will always threaten a premium establishment. Hollywood eventually realized that moving pictures were no longer a novelty. To survive, the theater had to offer an experience that the home simply could not reproduce. The early 1950s were defined by a frantic search for gimmicks. Studios rushed 3D formats into theaters, but poor quality control and projection issues led to a rapid collapse in public interest. The most aggressive solution was Cinerama, an ultra-wide 146-degree curved screen designed to engulf the viewer's peripheral vision. Achieving this required extreme mechanics. 3 separate 35mm projectors had to fire in perfect synchronization to fill the curved screen without visible seams. Cinerama successfully shifted cinema's value. It moved the medium from merely watching a story to physically experiencing an environment too large for the living room to hold. Cinerama was too complex for most theaters to adopt. 20th Century Fox found a scalable alternative in CinemaScope, a system that could be retrofitted into standard movie houses. This animation shows the anamorphic process. An ultra-wide landscape is horizontally squeezed onto standard film, then stretched back out by the projector to achieve a massive 2.55:1 aspect ratio. In the marketing for the 1953 premiere of The Robe, the widescreen technology itself became the headlining attraction. This kitchen set was the reality of television production, localized, small-scale, and domestic. Hollywood responded by pivoting to biblical and historical epics. These films utilized the scale of CinemaScope to show thousands of extras and sprawling landscapes that dwarfed the 12-inch home screen. The threat of television forced the film industry to redefine its identity. It found safety in a level of premium, unreproducible scale. The historical record shows that television did not kill cinema. Instead, the two mediums established a long-term, lucrative coexistence. Hollywood adapted by producing programming directly for the networks and licensing its massive back catalogs for broadcast. The 1980s home video boom further integrated the two mediums. Tape rentals turned domestic television into a critical secondary revenue pillar for major studios. The modern streaming wars represent the final synthesis of these two worlds: television's convenience paired with cinema's premium production value. Established mediums rarely die when disrupted. They fracture, specialize, and create symbiotic ecosystems with the very technologies that threaten them. Generative AI video is entering the market today, much like the early television broadcast entered the living room 70 years ago. Current AI video is often low fidelity and filled with artifacts. Its immediate danger lies in its extreme, democratized accessibility. The panic currently felt by modern creators directly mirrors the bankruptcies and fear that gripped Hollywood in the 1950s. The lesson of CinemaScope suggests that human creators cannot compete on speed or volume. To survive, they must double down on intention, unreproducible scale, and premium execution. Television was once a strange piece of furniture that terrified a global industry before becoming mundane. In our next chapter, we will track the rise of disruptions that moved even closer to us, examining the era of personal hardware and the mobile phone.